No other star system in our galaxy has been connected to more ancient sites and cultures than the Pleiades star cluster. Mythologies describe beings from the Pleiades who traveled to Earth through stargates known as pathways, where upon their arrival, they influenced and advanced civilization for the humans of that time. What is the Pleiadian influence in the continuation of our evolution as humanity looks to the stars and life beyond our world?
One of the really interesting things we find when we look at these descriptions of these indigenous groups, whether it's the Maya of Mexico or the Hopi of the southwestern United States, is that they describe a specific planet in the Pleiades star cluster known as Mai. And when you look at the connections with the name Maya, many researchers believe that based on the name, they were creating their civilization in the image of the Pleiades on Earth with the Maya civilization.
In East Tennessee, it's the home of the Cherokee Indians. And Cherokee Indian storytellers were given permission to publish Cherokee creation mythology for the first time. I'm paraphrasing, but essentially the Cherokee believed they were created by the Pleiadians, who were beings of light, who rode a sound wave through a hole in space over East Tennessee and created the Cherokee as guardians of a vortex. Now, that's a very elaborate creation mythology and very specific. It describes the types of beings the Pleiadians were, beings of light, how they traveled the stars on sound waves, their purpose for coming here to establish an Earth vortex or outpost, the creation of the Cherokee as guardians of that vortex. That's profound. There are other First Nation tribes that describe relationships with the Pleiadians, including the Hopi, and also the Hawaiians. The original religion of the Hawaiian people was all orientated towards the Pleiades and the recognition that their kings could travel on rainbows to and from the Pleiades. So that's another story that has to be vastly ancient as well. Many believe that the Hawaiian Islands are the remnants of a lost civilization called Mu. And it may well be that the Hawaiians are recalling these ancient myths about their progenitors that go back to that distant time in Earth history.
I had the opportunity as a geologist, anthropologist in the country of Bolivia many years ago to receive gifts from the indigenous. And these were stones that had embedded within it small little gold leaf geometries showing the outline of the Pleiades. So perfectly were the gold leaves put in using a type of different technology that I'm not acquainted with that would suggest that these were gifts from the Pleiadian representatives who would appear to the indigenous, not only peoples of Bolivia, but the Koji peoples of Colombia in the north, even the Xavante peoples from the south of Brazil. These stones illustrated the cooperation of the 7 stars, 7 sisters of the Pleiades. Keys of Enoch tell us that the Pleiades represent representatives from the various star kingdoms in the heavens that came together as an association. And they were responsible primarily for the upgrading of civilization on this planet. According to the Keys of Enoch, the Pleiades are the cradle as well as the throne of human civilization. That is to say, in the reconstruction of the genetic tracks of where we are, the Pleiades represent the foundation.
Pleiadians exist as both physical and non-physical beings. While some researchers report that the majority of Pleiadians visiting Earth are non-physical, some Pleiadians occasionally present themselves within our three-dimensional reality.
In my contact experience, the missing pieces are the other cultures that come together, each contributing an aspect of the star system we call the Pleiadian system, in terms of the synthesis of the seven working together, is the sign, is the symbol, it is the substance of beings that are now appearing on the North American reservations, particularly the Hopi, that come from the Pleiades. That would be one of the great stories of contact in the 21st century. The wayshowers, the avant-garde, will come largely from that region we call the Pleiades. These will be our cosmic counterparts, and the indigenous traditions will be vindicated. We will understand the rainbow colors of the rainbow nations, of the great bridge that will be built between heaven and earth, as we ourselves become the musical instruments of ascension.
The Pleiadians have long been considered a source of influence upon human evolution, from influencing our DNA to having close relationships with our world's indigenous peoples. As we look to the future with our current understanding of quantum entanglement, the limitations of time and space give way to the possibility of instant communication throughout the universe. And with that, we can look forward to a more developed understanding about our galactic cousins as they share their intelligence, compassion, and spiritual wisdom in a new era of expanded awareness and communication from beyond this terrestrial world.